Dr. Anne Webster, thank you very much for joining us. Yes, we're just hearing that announcement now by the Assistant Minister for Climate Change, Energy and Emergency, Josh Wilson, talking about the $40 million expansion of EVs charging networks across WA. What's your take on this?
Well, clearly, Janie, the Labor Party is absolutely hell-bent on achieving targets which it won't achieve by 2030. And it's now extending those targets to 62 to 70% by 2035. They've failed so far. What has happened is that electricity prices have gone up, emissions have flatlined since Labor got into power, and our reliability has gone down. While they're putting this money into EV charging ports, I can tell you here in Mildura, where I am today, we have lots of EV charging points and I never see a car there. There's a reason for that, because out in the regions, we have massive lengths of roads that we need to get through, and very bad roads at that. I think there are so many problems in what Labor have announced this week, and this is just another one of it. And what is it really going to do for our diesel cars and transports, our B-doubles, our road trains that gets product to port and product to market, and from one end of the country to the other? Are they actually going to push transport companies into electric vehicles as well? Because honestly, they're very good with the headline, very good with the fluff, very good with the ideological target, not so good at the implementation.
Minister Chris Bowen said it was an ambitious but achievable goal. We obviously know that he said it's not going to be, great for everybody. Some people coming out saying it's too high, too low. What would you like to see?
Well, I would like to see that regional communities are not bearing the brunt of their ideological and political targets. The Prime Minister is heading off to the US to stand in front of the UN General Assembly and say, look, pull out his plum and say, look what a good boy I am. China certainly thinks so. And what is happening on the ground out in the regions is that we're bearing the brunt of it. Our farmers are having their farms railroaded with transmission lines they do not want. And we have wind turbines going up like, I don't even know, just so many of them that are coming into particularly my electorate and creating such division. The Labor Party works that if you don't agree with its ideological and political targets, it just says, too bad. We're coming anyway, and we will impose fines on you if you don't open the gate. We will make and punish you for any stand or any view that is different to ours. Well, you know what? Out in the country, we have a different view.
Well, it's interesting because if we look back in early August, the Australian Financial Review did an estimate saying it was 8.5 times the original cost of the Central West Orana project, the RES, the first RES in New South Wales. So it's blown out 8.5 times. But then we also heard, and with this announcement yesterday, that the cost of inaction would be in the hundreds of billions of dollars. So, I mean, how do you see this?
Well, I mean, Chris Bowen has come out and said the cost of inaction is so much greater than the cost of action. Is it? How do we know that, Mr. Bowen? Because you haven't provided us with the numbers. We don't know what it's actually costing us as Australians for your grand plan and, your hope to sweep into power again at the next election. The reality is Australians are hurting. Their electricity bills are going up. The cost to Australians is enormous, while our contribution to emissions, we know as well, we say it's 1%, but in actual fact, anthropogenic, no, that's the right one, anthropogenic human impact on emissions is actually not driving this. And the methods and the means in which Chris Bowen and Anthony Albanese are pushing our country, honestly, I worry about our economic future. They are downgrading us as a country. We will not be able to manufacture, let alone keep the lights on, if they continue this 100% renewables approach.
Well done on that tricky word. Finally, just quickly, and Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, as we've just been mentioning, is heading to New York, where he will front the United Nations General Assembly. And what are the chances, do you think, of him having a one-on-one meeting with the US President?
Look, his history doesn't look kindly on this whole circumstance. I wish him well. We need our Prime Minister to meet with the President of the United States. But Anthony Albanese has made a number of missteps, whether it is their support of the Palestinian state before there is peace in Gaza, whether it is the climate change action that he is committing Australia to, whether it's the lack of spending in defence that the United States are wanting us to invest in, to make us a partner that the US can rely on should China become more aggressive. The United States has good reason, and the President has good reason to hold Anthony Albanese to account as an ally, as a friend. The President wants to know that Australia is going to be reliable. And at this point in time, while Anthony Albanese wants to go over there and talk about, safe social media for under 16s, I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the hot topic in front of the President if he does get that meeting.
And Webster, always great to see you. Thank you so much.